The new scandal is erupting for the U.S. military in Afghanistan. They are photos showing U.S. soldiers posing with and mocking the bodies of suicide bombers. First, two disclaimers here. CNN has not independently authenticated the photos. And second, they are graphic and we have blurred them for you. These images, published on the Los Angeles Times website just about 90 minutes ago, are more than ghoulish. Previous scandals like this have fueled violent retaliation against U.S. troops. Given the high stakes, the LA Times defends its decision to publish, saying, quote, "After careful consideration, we decided that publishing a small but representative selection of the photos would fulfill our obligation to readers to report vigorously and impartially on all aspects of the American mission in Afghanistan, including the allegation that the images reflect a breakdown in unit discipline that was endangering U.S. troops." Barbara Starr is at the Pentagon. And Barbara, military leaders condemned these images, we understand, even before they became public. Tell us what you know.
Well, Zoraida, that's right. Early this morning, long before the LA Times came out, we started receiving statements from top officials in Afghanistan and even from the spokesman for Defense Secretary Leon Panetta, who is now traveling in Europe. His spokesman, George Little, telling us, quote, "An investigation that could lead to disciplinary measures is underway. Anyone found responsible for this inhuman conduct will be held accountable in accordance with our military justice system." So clearly, they have every reason to believe these photos are legitimate. They believe they were taken in 2010 in eastern Afghanistan by members of the 82nd Airborne Division being involved in this incident. That's what the LA Times reported, the military not pushing back on those details. An investigation underway. You know, under the Geneva Conventions, it is not permitted, obviously, for any kind of degrading or dehumanizing behavior towards corpses in a war zone. So this all is a violation of military regulation if it's proven. One of the wrinkles here could be these may involve young troops who may no longer even be in the military. They may be out now in the civilian world. But one more time, we see these kind of situations. You know, there have been a number of them. I think we can tick through some of them for you. We saw a couple of years ago in southern Afghanistan, the so-called kill team. They were posing with dead bodies. There had been other incidents. There have been incidents where that Marine Corps video, the Marines were urinating on dead corpses. We had the incident of the Qurans being burned and riots breaking out after that. And most recently, the tragic death of 17 Afghan civilians allegedly at the hands of U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Robert Bales. So these incidents have continued across Afghanistan and have really come to pose a very sensitive challenge for U.S. commanders in that war. Zoraida?
A threat on both sides, actually. As we look at the pictures, Barbara, we actually see some of the faces there of the soldiers. Have any of them been identified?
Well, we don't know, Zoraida, if the U.S. military itself has been able to figure out yet exactly who they are. But I can tell you from past examples, sadly, they usually are pretty quick at determining it. Go back to that Marine Corps video of Marines urinating on dead corpses. Within a couple of days, the Marines had nailed down exactly who those guys were. The fact that they were wearing sunglasses, that their faces were obscured. The military has a way of looking at those uniforms. They know the insignias. They know where these people are serving. 82nd Airborne in Zabul province in 2010 in Afghanistan. They're likely to be able to figure out exactly who they were.
And Barbara, I just wanted to put that picture up again, if we have a moment. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we are showing. Okay, so we are showing the faces and we're showing a blurred image. And if you could explain to us what that blurred image is, please.
Well, by all accounts, according to the LA Times, this is the body of a dead insurgent. Looks and appears to be that they are holding up his legs. But let me point out to our viewers another very interesting element in this photograph. So many times this involves U.S. troops, but by all accounts, you see Afghans in that photo. Look at the man on the far right in the dark jacket with the lighter blue-gray uniform and cap. That is a traditional dress potentially of local Afghan security officials or Afghan troops. I have seen that uniform many, many times. We do not know the identity of this Afghan man, but that is a very typical uniform worn by Afghans. So it may be that we see a situation here where both U.S. and Afghan forces were involved in this.